Yes, everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. This is All for United, of course. Hosted by yours laggingly, Karthik. Welcome to All for United Uncut. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a bit of a downer, hasn't it, this weekend? Obviously, United lost to Villa on Saturday. The women didn't have a great result today either, so it's a bit of a mess, hasn't it? Just not a great weekend. Hopefully, we can have a bit of fun today, though. All for United Uncut is always a bit of a laugh. But first, we've got some serious stuff to discuss. We're talking the last couple of games for United have not been good. We look like we're in a bit of trouble. Do we need to start talking about what's going on? Because you can rule Wednesday night as an off day, but when the same things happen again, you've got to think, is there deeper issues? That's what we're going to be discussing today. So make sure to get your comments in. This should be a very, very interesting All for United Uncut. But first, before we get into all of that, I'll show you this intro. See you soon.
Click subscribe to get daily Manchester United content from Passionate Reds, only on All for United.
Yes, you absolute psychopaths. Welcome back to All for United Uncut. How are you all doing? Loads of people in the comments already. Loads of you watching already. Welcome aboard, everyone. Thank you for joining me on the best show on YouTube. First of all, what we all drinking, if anything?
Not tonight, mate. Nothing.
Oh, I'm gonna pour Pogba Pepsi. It's got Paul Pogba on it.
Paul Pogba Pepsi? What? Wow.
A picture of Paul Pogba on it.
Has Pepsi cans.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right, wow.
I can't even know. I know what. I've had a few beers, so I can't even put it in. Though I can't really get my fingers straight. But there we are.
We needed it after today.
It's a Champions League thing anyway. And I think Pogba's part of the Champions League campaign.
Oh, we won't be in that for very long, will we? We're going to turn Champions League. We're going to turn Champions League Varane into Europa League Varane. Jesus. Anyway, right, let's discuss Saturday afternoon. Obviously, we had a reaction show. Mark hosted, but we're now banning Mark from hosting reaction shows because every time he hosts one, United is shit. But no, we will briefly discuss it because, my word, that was a terrible performance. Open to the floor. Immediate thoughts, because it felt very similar to Wednesday, did it not?
Yeah, I think it's just a bad week. I don't think it was actually as bad as everyone's making out. Obviously, it was a very disappointing result. Last minute grass winner from Villa, and on another day it might have been us. And I think with 28 shots, 4 on target, you usually look for about 30% of your shots on target, and that's only a 7th, right? And it was just a bad day, and I don't think you can put that blame on anybody other than the clinical finishing of the players.
I mean, we said that on Wednesday. I mean, a lot of people were directing it towards Anthony Martial, but it's a bit of a different story when you're looking at Cristiano Ronaldo, isn't it? It's like, I mean, it wasn't really Ronaldo, was it really? I thought one of the big points was Mason Greenwood. I thought his decision-making was completely off on Saturday. I was really disappointed in him, and I thought that Paul Pogba as well on the left, I thought that game really showed us that Pogba on the left isn't sustainable. So we're really waiting for Marcus Rashford to come back. We're waiting for Jadon Sancho to sort of pick up and find his feet. And I thought that game really shouted out for him. Was I the only one who thought that?
I disagree on the Ronaldo point slightly. I think there was a lot of occasions where if Ronaldo's on number 9, right, and he's drifting out to the left far too often, and it's like he's getting the ball on the left side where Pogba usually is. So the 2 players out there, and he's looking to put a cross in. Well, that's where you want Ronaldo. Then you want him on the end of the cross, not the one putting the cross in. So you've got him and Pogba on the left, Greenwood far right, and there's nobody in the middle. So that happened. I can think of 6 or 7 occasions that happened a lot. So that was just the first one on Ronaldo. And I agree with you, actually, Pogba on the left is not sustainable, but I also wouldn't want him in midfield either because he's just too slow on the ball, in my opinion, at times. Whereas you look at something, well, we can talk about Fred and McTominay all we want, but Pogba for me is just too slow on the ball. So in answer to your question, yes, we are needing somebody like a Sancho. And it's why I saw people saying, oh, Greenwood should have come off. Well, no, because he was the only player that actually had a bit of injection of pace to run at people. If you'd have took him off, there would have been no movement at all. Like, I know Ronaldo and Cavani, are good in the box, but we weren't getting to the box for them to be able to, for their movement to be effective. So yeah, that was just my point on Ronaldo. It's just, if I don't know we don't know what he's being told to do, but and I'm not one to be telling Ronaldo how to play football. Don't take it that way. But if he's going to play as our striker, he needs to stop drifting so far to the left because it's leaving a massive gaping hole in the middle, and we're just one-sided again.
Why do you think he did that though?
Looking for the ball. He's looking for the ball because if you look at it, was starved of any supply at all, and you're always going to get your front three. You're always going to move around. You obviously you don't want to see Ronaldo out wide on the left, but obviously he's going to go out wide on the left. He's going to swap with, for argument's sake, we have Rashford for argument's sake. He's back in the team. You'll regularly see that Rashford might go in the middle, Ronaldo go on the left, and then sometimes you might see Ronaldo pop on the right. Greenwood goes in the middle, or Greenwood go on the left, Rashford in the middle, Ronaldo on the right. Try to keep defenses guessing all the time. Because if you just have the same rigid formation, it's easy to defend against because you know Ronaldo's going to be the guy in the middle, and then you Rashford out one side for argument's sake. And maybe you got Sancho on the right hand side or Mason Greenwood, whatever it may be. But I also disagree on Mason Greenwood's finishing. Well, not his finishing, sorry, but on his decision making. Every striker's going to have a shot. Yes, he could have pulled it back from Bruno, but every greedy striker's going to have a shot. And to be fair, he was the only player that was going to make. It was like to make anything happen yesterday. At least he has the ability to run at players. And instead of coming inside, going into traffic, he actually does run at his fullback. And they're scared of him. They're scared of him. They're backpedaling. They don't want to put a foot in because they don't know if they put a foot in, they could likely bring him down the penalty area. He's lightning quick, and I just wish we had a few more players that want to run at teams. Want to run at their fullbacks. Because quite a lot of times you're getting the ball coming inside into traffic, into where it's all congested. And I noticed this today. Actually, it seems to be a Manchester United way of playing. The women's team do it. The under-23s do it. The under-21s do it. But we play so narrow, and it's like make the pitch bigger. Get as my good friend Stu would say, get chalk on your boots. Let's move players around. Let's move players out of position. It's so easy to defend when you're going in. Everyone's going straight into the middle. So I'm not surprised Ronaldo's then wanting to come out wide to the left to try and get the ball, to try and get on the ball, to try and make something happen. Yes, you want him in the box as your centre forward. Of course you do. But Ronaldo's not going to be there, just be stood there going, I'd rather Ronaldo try and go out on the left and try and make something happen than just stay in the middle of throwing his arms around everywhere.
Yeah, because then people would have said he'd gone missing and stuff like that. So you don't want
exactly.
That. Before we carry on the discussion, some old fellas here, so I need to introduce him. So some guy who needs to retire sometime soon is here. So here he is. See, he's so old, he doesn't even know how to unmute himself.
Old.
Shocking. I bet I won't take that, lad.
Old.
Shocking, Benny.
Look at this hairline. I'm nowhere near Callum's. You say old?
Joe, I was just about to make the point. Me and Stu haven't said a fucking word for the longest time we've ever been on a video together.
I know.
The first thing you say about me is about my hair.
I've been waiting patiently.
I was wondering why the figures were looking so good.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Hey, lad. How's it going? I haven't seen you boys in ages. How's it going? Real good.
You're moving on to bigger things, aren't you? Trying to get away from us a lot, apparently.
No, mate, that would never happen. Ever. We'd never want to get away from you, mate.
Yeah, he loves me too much.
To see you.
Good.
Well, I don't know about that. But yeah. Go on, sorry, I know Stu wanted to say something, but I'll just sit here quietly.
Go on, mate.
It was just a point on Ronaldo. He's always drifted left anyway. If you look at throughout his career, Juventus, Real Madrid, he's always drifted left. Man United, he's drifted left. So it's kind of within his game, within his makeup. But the lads are right. We need him centrally. The other thing I would say about the match against Villa was that, look, it happens. These things happen in throughout a season. You cannot win every game of football. There's only been one Invincibles, hasn't there? And that's Arsenal.
They drew 12 times. Doesn't count.
Yeah, but people say that, but they were still unbeaten, weren't they? For in the 38 games, and I can't see that ever happening again. I really can't. It could do, but I just can't see it. So in terms of yesterday's performance, you've got to kind of, unfortunately, point the finger at the players. And the players in modern day football get away with a hell of a lot. Everything is focused on the manager and it never gets focused on the players. And ultimately, and I know we're going to discuss certain things throughout the show, so I'm just going to brief over it quickly.
You can train and coach set pieces as much as you like, or do all sorts of coaching as much as you like. If these guys do not apply it on match day, you can't blame Ole.
The set piece shouldn't have come in the first place. It came from a lack of communication between Lindelof and De Gea. So
yeah, it did, but that happens in football. Not everything is fluid. Not everything goes 100% right. It just happens in football. You know as well as I do. A cross could come in the middle. You could get a shin on it, and they could go anyway. It just happens in football. So there was a bit of an overreaction. I don't get the overreaction. There's this agenda, whatever it is, and I just feel, and I mentioned it to Ben the other day, I just feel that whatever Ole does moving forward, it just, the fan base just won't accept him. And it's an irrelevance what he does now moving forward. He's got to that stage with a good proportion of the fan base where it's just going to work. And look, I know we're going to be talking about it, but just want to pick up on the Ronaldo point. He always drifts left. If you look at most of his matches, he always drifts left.
I took my missus to her first game yesterday. And even she realised that the team just lacked a bit of balance, and it felt like that to me. Like I felt like there was it just felt wrong when I was watching it. It didn't seem to have any structure, and it just felt sort of. I don't want to say wishy-washy because it's not really a term, but that's what it felt like to me.
Well, your issue is Pogba out on the left, and it isn't sustainable. People love him out on the left.
That's what caused it. That was the issue.
I don't.
Yeah, it is 100% not sustainable. You're right, Stu.
Yeah, he's better in a free role. Now, I know what the argument is straight away. The free role goes to Bruno. I get that. I understand. I know Ole gives him the free role, but Pogba is better in a free role. He has more of a free role for France. I know he plays in the 3, and you've got Conte. I get all of that, but he plays a free role. He's better in a free role. And I don't know whether Bruno's form at the minute, I'm just saying at this point in time right now, warrants a free role and not maybe try Pogba in a free role. But I don't know whether Bruno's disciplined or not.
I actually don't think Bruno plays a free role. I think Ole wants him to play as a second striker in some ways, as a false number 9. When you look at the positions he takes up, problem is in games like Aston Villa, they're so aggressive. Bruno doesn't get the ball or get any time on the ball, so he comes deep. Then we've got the issue that Pogba then comes deep because he's not getting on the ball, and then there's no one on the left side. Then Ronaldo pulls left, and Greenwood gets the ball on the right, and there's no one for Greenwood to find, and he takes the ball and has a shot, and he's greedy. And then, even without getting on the midfield too, I'm with you on Pogba. That's not sustainable. And when you're playing at home to Villa, how many times have we said, come on, put a natural winger on the pitch? It's why we signed Sancho. Form goes out the window. You play him. I don't understand why Pogba didn't play as one of the two. And also, I think, just one more point, Callum, before that, I don't see why Bruno and Pogba can't both play a free role. But you need that next midfielder, like you mentioned Kante there. You need another midfielder in there with a level of intelligence to be able to shift, to allow the players around him to get the better out of them or the best out of them. And I think that's our issue at the moment. I'm not hating on Fred. I'm not hating on McTominay. They do a job, but they're not intelligent enough to allow someone to roam free, to take control of the middle of the park, to shield the defence, to move it quickly. They just don't move the ball enough. And I think that was our issue more than anything against Villa. Yeah. It was sort of like AJ against Dusek. He went in and tried to box a boxer. Like we tried to have a dogfight with a team that was going to give us a dogfight. It was ridiculous. And that's where we missed out yesterday.
You're spot on there, Ben, really. But the problem with that is it's exactly as you said. We don't have that intelligent footballer to allow those two to play that free role, so to speak. The problem
just like Joe, we need a DM.
Well, there you go. But I mean, we were crying out for that all summer. We were last season. Obviously, the whole.
I've been waiting to use that.
Bad joke, that.
I wish he was on the show.
It was a shit joke. That's why I glossed over it. But it's quite frustrating in terms because obviously we were crying out for one, and the players that we obviously have to use in terms of McTominay, Fred, Matic to an extent, we just don't have that intelligent player there to allow them to do that. And it does put Pogba up on the left. It seems to be something that Ole likes. It's definitely not a sustainable thing.
That comment's spot on, by the way, Jarvis. The number of times the switch was on and we didn't take it, bloody hell, man.
Well, yeah, just to add to Jarvis's point, though, you need to look at it. It was like Stu said, and you, I think it was you, Ben, that said it. With Ronaldo drifting over to the left, Greenwood's then coming into that striker position, and it's leaving a big hole on that right side of the pitch. I think you tweeted it, Karthik, but Sancho was crying out for that game. Now, the problem with that is it sort of impacts us slightly because obviously we had 2 injuries in Shaw and Maguire, 2 vital parts of our team. So you can sort of forgive that slightly because it was either Cavani comes on or Sancho comes on. Now,
can you? Because you could argue that he should have started.
Well, he probably should have started in our eyes. Again, we're saying about the Pogba thing not being sustainable. We personally believe he should have been in the midfield. He's a midfielder. That's where he's best at. I think anyway. But the problem we're getting is obviously with Ronaldo going over to the left, and then you're getting Greenwood come into the centre and leave a big hole in that right. Now, Maguire and Shaw going off stopped Ole being able to, because I like we say we should have started, but ultimately he didn't. So he would have wanted to bring those 2 on a field, Cavani and Sancho, at some stage. And because he wasn't allowed to do that, obviously, because he'd already made 2, he kind of has to make a decision of who he thinks he's going to make more of an impact, who comes onto the game. And ultimately, he went with Cavani. Now, Cavani, sort of flicked that header on. It ended up getting as a handball. It won us that penalty. But you've kind of got to look and think, with Pogba not being this sustainable thing on the left. Now, I don't know if he's doing this because Rashford's out at the minute. And I personally think when Rashford comes back into the side, I don't think we'll see Pogba on the left anymore. I'd like to think so anyway. But
he's shoehorning Pogba in.
Sancho's got to start. Say again, Stu, sorry.
He's shoehorning Pogba in. We had an issue when Sebastian Veron played for us. We were shoehorning Scholes in, if you guys remember. We were so imbalanced in the middle to get Scholes to play. We're having this same issue now with Pogba. He's shoehorning Pogba in, unfortunately. And it's not fair on Pogba, and it's not benefiting the team. All right, people would argue he's got the ability to, score a worldie, etc., etc. But you've got to play football over 95 minutes, not just that split second where Pogba can affect a game.
On the issue, though, sorry to interrupt, is imagine the uproar that would come if Ole dropped a guy with 7 assists in 3 games, 4 games.
That was kind of my next statement. What was going to be, Ole is almost having his hand forced by the fan base to do it. I think Ole
not just a fan base, but by Pogba's form. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, and Pogba's form. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. But I do wonder, though, Ben, how much this fan backlash is affecting some of his decisions on what he does with certain players. The McFred side of it, he clearly doesn't care what people think. But I think some players, if he dropped a Pogba as an example, or he dropped a Bruno, or he drops, certainly those 2 players, he's going to get such a backlash, isn't it, if we lose the game? I'm wondering whether he thinks it's not worth it. But that's where, as a manager of Manchester United, you've got to have those balls and be able to take criticism. So I agree with what you're saying. Sorry about form. Yeah, I get all of that. Yeah, you're right. But that's how I look at it. And we would be better balanced without Pogba on the left anyway, with a Rashford there, a Martial. It doesn't really matter, but a Sancho or someone like that. We would be better balanced across the 3 at the front.
Can I just quickly make a point on the switching of the play, and then I want Connor to make his statement that he's just made in the private chat to rile some people. But just quickly on the switching of the play, I don't think that our issue was actually switching the play the other day. It was when we did switch the play, putting the ball in the box. That was the biggest issue yesterday. We did not put the ball in the box. Stu will tell you, as someone who plays football, I've been waiting to say that.
Never.
When you've got someone who's as good as heading the ball up front as Cristiano Ronaldo, sometimes you've just got to take a leap of faith and just put the ball in the box.
But you know what? That's something we have been doing, but we just didn't seem to do that yesterday.
Even when Dallo was on the pitch, I think that would be an instigator.
I would agree with that. I still think that Wan-Bissaka for some reason doesn't have any confidence to put the ball in the box. Greenwood doesn't want to put the ball in first time on his right foot. He'd rather cut into his left. Dallo was trying to put it back onto his right foot too much. He wouldn't put it on his left. Pogba was never wide enough to even ping the ball in the box. Then, as we say, we're talking about Bruno with his free roll. Then Ronaldo would be isolated in the box. Bruno would get the ball on the right side, and he literally has no one to hit because Pogba's not making a run. Ronaldo's not making a run. It's just impossible. You need numbers. You need movement. You need to sometimes just take a risk and put the ball in a danger area for someone like Ronaldo to attack it. And I think that was our biggest issue yesterday. We'd get the ball out wide. We'd do nothing with it. We do absolutely nothing with it and just play it back. And again, just going back to that, it only takes doing that a few times, putting a bad ball in, not putting a ball in, put it back for players across the pitch to lose trust in the ability of some of those players around them to then not play that pass again. That's the issue we've got here. For instance, again, an example of that is sometimes we'd see Lindelof play beautiful passes out from the back, over the top, and he would play someone, it'd be a beautiful pass, it'd be a beautiful goal. Other times, he would wildly get it wrong, not attempt it again, and someone wouldn't give him the ball, tell him to attempt it again. It's a similar situation with crossing the ball. And I just think we need to be a bit ruthless when we've got the ball out wide to just be a bit old-fashioned. You're a winger, you're a fullback, put the ball in the box, get to the bar line, put it in the box.
I feel a bit like sorry for what I haven't watched the game back fully, so I'm purely basing off what I saw in the stands yesterday. But from what I saw, Wan-Bissaka couldn't do much more than what he did because every time he got the ball, because there's no Greenwood was drifting so centrally because Ronaldo was going so far to the left. He's got like 3 players on him. He had the 2 midfielders and the Matt Target at the left back on him straight away. So he's got to beat 2 people minimum just to get a crossing. And I think that was the problem. They just surrounded him. So like, Wan-Bissaka, yes, he can get past a man, but he's not, he's not Messi. He's not going to be able to dribble his way through every single time and get to the byline and put a cross in. So I think that was part of the issue. And yes, Dalot came on the left-hand side, probably not his natural side. He can play there. And he attempted a couple of crosses. He was trying a bit too hard when he came on, in my opinion, Dalot, but he kind of grew into the game, linking up somewhere. But I just think Wan-Bissaka's side, because that seemed to be the favoured side to begin with, because of I don't know why, but like I said, every time he got the ball, there was just 2 or 3 players in front of him, and he's got to get past one of them because everyone else is just. And I notice this all the time, and that's why I feel sorry for McTominay and Fred, although people won't. They pick the ball up in midfield. Everyone else is about 40 yards forward. So their only option is either play it backwards or knock it long over the top, which is fine if that's what your tactic is. But if no one's making the run, which people weren't, what are they supposed to do? And then Fred puts like a ball, somewhere, or McTominay will do it. And then everyone's, he's shit, he is. He's just misplaced a pass. What are they supposed to do if nobody's moving or making movement somewhere?
As a right back, when you get the ball to your right peg, you've got to just gamble and put it in a danger zone and trust your ability to put it there. Sometimes you don't have to have a run to put a good ball in a box to be attacked. And I just feel we're either looking for the run too much. I don't know if it's because the communication isn't there or the trust isn't there yet. As Callum said, there's been a few instances actually in the last few games with Ronaldo in the team where we've actually done it. So I'm not saying I'm not trying to go on like, now, is this a coaching issue? We can't cross a frigging ball and Ollie should be telling our players to move left, right. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sometimes as fullbacks, as wingers, you should be able to get the ball, get it out your feet, put it into a danger zone and trust that your striker's going to attack it. And I just feel we lack that natural instinct sometimes with our fullbacks, with our players who play wide. It's exactly the same as spreading the play, spreading a back 3, spreading a back 5, get the ball out wide. We struggle to hug the touchline sometimes as well, which is really baffling. We try to play inside teams too much. I suppose that's just one of the factors I saw yesterday as to maybe why we didn't get more shots on target. We was hitting it more from range and we struggled to get through them. It's not a massive criticism, just a little thing that I sort of saw.
It's the balance of the team, and it leads me on to my statement you want me to read out. So I'm going to throw
this. Read it. Read that statement. Come on, flip this up, guys.
I'm going to throw this out there. And
Brown Knight, get ready.
I'm going to throw this out there and then just leave it for you guys to discuss for 20 minutes or whatever. But I'm telling you, I've said that you can go back to my tweets after Leeds and everything else when he was putting up assists. And this is not, just recent. Pogba does not make our best balanced 11, and nobody can convince me otherwise because he can't play on the left because I don't think it's balanced enough just because of the way Pogba plays. He's not a winger. He cannot play in the midfield too because he's too slow on the ball. Yes, he can. If he wants to, he can inject a bit of pace and beat a man. We saw that actually against Villa yesterday. That run he went on, took on a couple of players and hit it to the near post. He was never going to score from there. But he can't play in a 2, in my opinion, with the team that we've got because he's just too slow on the ball. And our transition from defence to midfield to attack is slow anyway. You put Pogba back, it just feels too slow. And yes, we know Pogba's got a brilliant pass. The long ball is on. But if no one's making that run, the pass isn't there. So I just don't think Pogba makes our best balanced 11. If you want to win games, I'll leave it up to you guys. But I think you need a full balanced team. And with Pogba on the left or in a midfield 2, it just doesn't work, in my opinion.
Go on. Before we move it on, let's have some responses to that. Then, what do we think? Agree? Disagree?
Yeah, I can understand where he's coming from. I think that Pogba can play up at the top on the left. I don't think he's being shoehorned in. I think it really is dependent on a team that we're up against. If we're trying to break down a very rigid back line, I think Pogba up top on the left is far more effective. We've seen that. It's not just since Rashford's been out of the team. Pogba was playing up top on the left on a few occasions last season with him in the team. So, listen, I don't think that's going to be the last time you're going to see him at the top there. I do agree on playing in the midfield. I think he is obviously susceptible defensively. I think that he is very slow going forward. Absolutely. It's a difficult one until we get the DM, that old cliche we've spoken about many, many times. Till we get one of those in, I don't think you're going to be able to see Pogba in the two.
Benny, you're a Pogba fan.
I am, mate. I'm not a fan of him on the left either, but Ollie's got a problem on the left because he's putting Sancho out on the left as well, and I don't think that's Sancho's greatest position. He brought Sancho to go out on the right. Now, with Rashford being out, Martial's been off form. We all know that. He's not going to trust Martial out wide on the left. And I think Martial will probably be even worse out wide on the left. He'll put, at the minute, I don't know what's going on with Tony Martial. He's not in the right frame of mind. He's reminding me, I said before, previously on this show, of a young Nicolas Anelka when he was at Arsenal. When things weren't going right, he just sulked. And it looks like he's the second version of Anelka, Le Sulk, When things are going right, he has that demeanour about him. He has that little smile that he does, and we know how great a player he is when he's on form, but when he's off form, he's like Nani. It's shocking. You can tell. So I think Ollie's got a problem on the left. He's like, he knows he's not going to get. He's got an imbalance if he puts Pogba there, but he also knows. I don't think you're getting the best out of Jadon Sancho being on that side. I think someone put something on the comments earlier about an XG of him being decent on the left hand side, Sancho. Yeah. But I do think we all know he's been brought in as a right winger, to help out Wan-Bissaka. My mate said to me, who sits behind me in the East Stand at Old Trafford, he said, why have we not put him there yet? Why has he not gone on the right-hand side of midfield yet to help Wan-Bissaka out? Because we notice the balls keep going to the right, and it's always just Wan-Bissaka on his own down that side. Usually, because obviously Greenwood then tucks inside, Why have we not gone for a Sancho yet out on the right-hand side? Give him a few games there. Let him build up a partnership with Wan-Bissaka. I do think that's going to come in as soon as Rashford's fit enough certainly to start games.
But then do you not have to drop Mason Greenwood? Can you really do that?
This is my point. This is my actual point I was going to come across. Then who do you drop then?
You got to drop Greenwood.
Would it be brave to change formation the way I know he likes to play a certain way, but it's going to be. He's got a difficult choice, mate.
Well, that leads me on to my next sort of topic question, which is Ollie making a lot of his decisions? Obviously, the thumbnail and the title of this video is about pressure. Is he under that kind of pressure now where he knows the expectations are a lot higher now that Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane are here? And now is he under even more pressure to make changes to this side when it's not working as well as it should do? Because there are certain players in this team that are in the kind of form where you simply can't drop them. You could get a more balanced team if you drop Paul Pogba, but he's got 7 assists. At the rate he's going, he could break the assist record by December.
Yeah,
but he's not balancing. So is he stuck in a little bit of a situation there?
No player's undroppable. No player's undroppable. I've never bought into that, and I won't ever buy into it. No player is undroppable. Whether you're at the top of your game or not, no player's undroppable. The problem that Ollie's doing, and the problem that the players are doing, is they're playing the opposition. They're not playing their natural game. And one of the best exponents I've seen about not playing the opposition and concentrating on your own game was City versus Chelsea yesterday. Tuchel came in with a completely different way of playing football. He almost parked the bus at home, but City didn't bother about that. They played their own game. When was the last time Manchester United took the pitch and played their own game and didn't play the opposition? And that is one of our biggest issues. But with regards to players, nobody's undroppable. Absolutely nobody. If you have a bad game or you have a good game, if you don't fit the style that you want to play for the next game, you come out of the team. It's as simple as that. You have to play for Manchester United, not for Paul Pogba, not for Bruno Fernandes, not for whatever. That's football, I'm afraid. And sometimes you've got to tuck in your skirt and suck it up. You really are.
sometimes
Your
you
sayings
don't
are
have
pretty
to.
mental sometimes.
Yeah.
To be fair, they're good. Also, just quickly, shout out to Karthik for his internet lasting for 30 minutes and 25 seconds.
That's true,
That
that,
is
to be
bang on
fair.
the money.
I just
That's
after 10
insane.
p.m. It's fine, but yeah, go on, carry on.
He's going to go now, isn't he?
You-
He's gonna go now.
you would know that.
You've just jinxed it now, haven't you?
Yeah,
But
no.
I think an important point needs to be made, right? He's manager of Man United. Regardless if he was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Sam Allardyce.
Oh, brilliant.
You know what I mean? What?
You like
Your
now?
internet
Laughing at?
Your internet went.
I
Oh,
like
nice.
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. You know.
Go on, repeat your point. Repeat your point.
Yeah, but he's under pressure anyway. He's under pressure as Man United manager. Any manager in world football will be. It makes no difference if it's Solskjaer. I think we need to look in hindsight, though, really, in terms of yesterday's game. It wasn't. I wouldn't ever say it was yesterday with coaching, to be honest. You know, we created a lot of opportunities, I thought, where we should have done better. But it goes back to what you said, Karthik, where decision making at the very end of the play came into it. So, you know, you had the likes of Greenwood who was shooting way too early, or he was shooting when a shot wasn't on. You know, Bruno created 10 chances yesterday. One of them was easily available. There was to score. There was a chance where Pogba got through, and he had to have scored that. It would have needed to have been a worldie of a shot to get past Martinez. You know, it's these kind of decisions aren't the coach, the off-the-cuff decisions that need to be made at the time on the pitch from the player. And the players need to have a little bit of nous about them and genuinely think what's the best thing to do for the team to get the best possible chance to get a goal. And sometimes they're not doing that. Look, so many variables happened yesterday, you know, with the likes of injuries, with the likes of the set piece again. You know, I think going forward in terms of set pieces, we actually look quite organised. We look like we can be a little bit dangerous sometimes. But yesterday it saw that a lack of concentration from the players again led to Villa scoring from a set piece. You know, them running towards the corner flag to do a short corner, drag Bruno away. It then led the front post to be completely exposed. Same with the back post. It was a flick on kind of header and it ended up in the back of the net. You know, it ultimately, the way we played yesterday, it wasn't good enough. And we all know that. But I think we need to look in hindsight, and there's such an overreaction. You know, like I mentioned, variables, injuries happened, so we couldn't make the substitutions we probably wanted to. We need to understand we're 1 point off the top of the league, and it is only 5 games into the season. Yeah, I understand we lost to Young Boys, atrocious performance. Yes, I get we lost to West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Not a terrible performance, by no means a good performance. But the Carabao Cup, what we've got to remember is kind of where it lies in our priorities. The thing is, would we have considered winning the Carabao Cup a successful season? People would have still nitpicked and blamed Ollie and said, oh, well, he only won the Carabao Cup. I think what we need...
Go on, sorry, finish your point.
It's just, you know, people need to kind of stop nitpicking, and Stu made it perfectly clear before. These people have made their minds up. They don't like Ollie. And the thing that bothers me the most about that is how you can say you hate Ollie because you don't think he's a good enough manager, or you hate him. This man gave us the single greatest moment of our football club's history. Now, I fully understand the point of some people don't think he's a good enough manager, and you can criticise him with very clear points if you feel like you can articulate your argument in the right way. But coming out with quick snapshot crap that you'll see online saying, "Oh, Ollie out," there's definitely a debate to be had. But to suggest you hate somebody like that is downright ridiculous.
Let's play devil's advocate then. Let's try and talk about their point of view in a little bit more of a sensible way. Then, like Cal said, let's talk about some clear points that we can discuss. Now, one of those is if you look at that Young Boys defeat, if you look at the West Ham defeat, and you look at yesterday, are there some common themes that we're starting to see? Now, my question would be, what's going wrong that we're seeing that over and over again? And 2, how do we fix it? Because if we can nip it in the bud now, that means we can still have a successful season. But if we let it carry on...
There's no the thing that I hate with this phrase common theme. There is no common theme football match to football match. It really irritates me when people say common theme, and we look at even sometimes, like, Stu, you know how much I love you, but when we have a look and we moan about players and put football in IQ and stuff like that, so sometimes I get frustrated with that as well, because also every phase of a game is different and players have to adapt and react, the same as managers need to, and football intelligence of course comes into a lot of it. Coaching comes into a lot of it. My frustration with yesterday, I don't know if it was coaching, don't know if it was Ollie. I don't know what it was. My frustration with yesterday was we weren't ready for that from Villa yesterday, and I don't get why.
Do you know
I
what
don't
I think
understand
it was, Ben? It was such a weird thing for a professional football club to do, because I think as fans yesterday we all recognised how good Villa are. I don't feel like the players did.
No.
I feel like they took them a little bit too lightly. They gave them way too much respect, and I kind of think they expected them to just be rolled over yesterday. And you should never expect that, especially in a Premier League game, regardless of whether you play in Norwich or Man City. You should never expect to win a game. And I sometimes thought at stages in that game yesterday, and you can say about common theme, there has been one small common theme I've noticed in the past few games, in terms of sort of sections of the game. We've dominated in periods and then just completely fell off for other periods. There's been 10-minute spells where United look like scoring 4 goals. But then when we drop off and the other team look on top, we look like conceding 4 goals.
I don't even think we have 10 minutes, Callum. I think we attack and then it goes dead. And then we attack again 6, 7, 8 minutes later. There's no consistent
it
pressure
just doesn't
from
seem
this
to be
United
consistent
team.
enough.
It does. We don't put the foot on the gas enough. We've said that a number of times. I think, maybe that is something that we need to improve. I don't know if it's a common theme, but I suppose when we talk about common theme, for instance, yes, we lost to Young Boys and they dominated us. Yes, we lost to Villa, and you could say that in the second half they definitely looked a better team and played better than us. But Young Boys was a completely different scenario than the Aston Villa game because of that sending off and because of the way we set up. And yes, Ole makes mistakes in game, players make mistakes in games, but the scenarios are completely different. Ole does deserve criticism. We've lost 3 and 4 in 3 different competitions. That's not good enough. Obviously, it's not, and we can't continue that theme. But we're also, 6 games into a new season? You can't ask for a manager to be sacked 6 games into a new season. But I think the issue we've got here is fans keep putting 2 and 1 or 2 and 2 together, and they're getting a completely different number to what the rest of the fans are getting within the fan base. And it's really odd. And I think we like to play a blame game. And one scenario that I saw today was a football fan, an Arsenal fan actually, put on Twitter, I've been saying Arteta out since the start of the season because of the way we've performed. But I've always said that I could change my mind if I see his philosophy. I saw his philosophy today and I'm now Arteta. And it's like, it's one game. You played well in one game. Football's about consistency. Football's about moving forward. Football's about going from one game to the next. Patterns are different. The one thing that did worry me yesterday, and even when United lose, I still watch the game and I think, do you know what? We're a professional football club. We've got ready for this. We know what we're doing. We know where we're going. I felt a bit like square pegs in round holes yesterday. I feel like we hoped for the best. And I felt like we weren't ready for Villa. And that's really odd for me, like Callum said. We know what Villa are about. We know what they are. And we just rolled over and didn't really. And also, by the way, the 55 shots in 2 games and 10 on target is a severe problem. A severe problem. Like that's not normal, and that does need rectifying. Again,
does that not come down to decision making on the pitch? Look, if I turned to you, Ben, and said and gave you 60 dates with 60 different women, and you didn't score in any of them,
we can get Joe on and ask him.
Oh, here you go.
Is that my fault that I've set you up and you've not capitalised?
But Callum, the issue is,
I mean, you could set him up with.
You've watched the game. You know that the majority of those shots, and I looked at something like 43 of them were from something like outside the box. You know they're being rushed. You know there's no structure to that. You know that we're trying to force the issue. And I think that's that's obviously part of the issue here is players are starting to get frustrated in games. Bruno, when he came on, he had 4 wild shots at goal and they went absolutely nowhere. Tried forcing the issue against West Ham. For me, it was just, I just feel that we've all spoken about the imbalance. Obviously, it's an issue, but I can't call it a common theme because some games like Leeds, we rolled them over. We played really well. Newcastle, the same. Young Boys, we weren't in control of the game, but we definitely looked like the team most scoring before that.
That's why you could argue it's not a consistent issue. Also, can I just ask as well? There was a lot of big periods in that game as well where a lot of shots were blocked, obviously. do they include in the stats of shots at goal or whatever?
No, it just be shots. It won't be like block shots.
Do they not count
them?
They'd
have to go by the posts. No.
So really, you could add another 10 shots on top of that. I don't see it as. I just think it's poor decision making at the time on the field. And the thing is with that is that can change, but that just needs to be come into the concentration of the players on the pitch. I think it's like you just said. We battered Leeds, we battered Newcastle. It's just not worked in the past couple of games, and this is why I don't think it's a consistent issue where sacking the manager needs to even come into it, because it doesn't need
not even sacking the manager, but things that we need to improve on.
We always need to make a point, my lads. I've been babbling on about player responsibility for fucking months, and you guys, I have, and you guys have dismissed it on the other occasions.
No, we've not dismissed it.
No, you have on occasions, which is fine. It doesn't matter, mate. But that's what it comes down to: player responsibility. And this is why I get fucking so angry when people talk about coaching. They talk about this. They talk about fucking that. Oh God, I'm triggered now. Yeah. What happens on the pitch on your particular segment when the ball's at your feet is your responsibility.
Yeah,
I expected a bit more from you there.
Stu, again, playing devil's advocate, and I don't know if you want to answer this, or Connor, or Ben, or Mark. How long is it player responsibility versus we're not seeing the mistakes and trying to rectify it on the training ground? We're seeing the issues. We're not putting Pogba up for it. We're not picking Bruno up for it. But I understand it's player responsibility in the moment. But we all know that they go back into a room the morning after, rewatch the game, and bring up the key moments and talk about what's happened. Well, I like to think they are. Mike Phelan, apparently his main role at United is that he scouts the opponent and looks at the potential plan for what United will do to win the game, so to speak. And 9 times out of 10, we get the same 11, and it's square pegs in, like you mentioned there with Pogba. We knew we'd need width against Villa. We knew we'd need some patterns of play to break them down. The first goal was always going to be important, and it just wasn't there. It just wasn't there yesterday. We weren't ready for them. But yeah, I don't know if the other guys also want to hit on that, because it's baffling for me.
I talk about application and aptitude a lot, really, because it is application. And I get your point, Ben. And we've had many a discussion about what happens on the training ground, etc. And I suppose my frustration is all you see is it's a coaching issue on Twitter, or people will talk about a coaching issue with no substance. They don't offer any substance as to what.
They don't offer a solution.
Yeah, I'd love somebody to come on here and say, yeah, it's definitely a coaching issue. So I could ask the question, explain to me, where's the coaching and what would you do to rectify it? Because nobody can, Ben. And you know this as well as I do. Callum's the same. Me and Callum have spoken about this a lot, about it, because me and Carl view it very, very similar. And I get wound up about it. And whether or not you play five-a-side, because I know you play five-a-side, Ben, I know Carl does. You go out there and you give your all every time.
What are you laughing at, you twat?
Nothing.
But you know as well as I do, because I see some of your tweets when you come off. A really tough game tonight, Mr. Fucking, Sitter. It happens, doesn't it, in games? And I know what you're saying. It's happening way too often for a bunch of professional footballers playing at the highest level. It's happening way too often, and there is a disconnect somewhere. There really is a disconnect somewhere. But I can't be persuaded by anybody that the guys aren't being coached correctly, because all the coaches at Manchester United have exactly the same qualifications as City, Chelsea, all Premier League clubs, because you have to have the correct qualifications to be able to operate in the Premier League. Same with the managers. So I just cannot, John. Yeah. So I just cannot be persuaded that coaching is an issue or too much of an issue. But
wait a second. I've just found something way more fun than football. I can edit people's names on StreamYard.
Oh, no.
This is brilliant.
Oh, bollocks.
Sorry. Guys, carry on and keep talking.
But that also means, Ben, we can also edit yours.
I've just spotted that.
Look, I don't know what everybody else's thoughts are, but Benny, I'd be interested in yours, because what your thoughts about coaching, because I cannot be persuaded it's all about coaching, because as Connor quite rightly said, are you really going to tell Cristiano Ronaldo he knows F all about football? He doesn't know where to stand. 770 goals, and he doesn't know where to stand. He doesn't know where to be. Do me a favour, come on.
I think it's laughable, mate. People that always go after the manager, always go after the coaching. They're going about, we ain't got no style of play, but don't come up with a solution to what sort of style of play would I like to see. Do you know what I mean? They've never coached a game of football in their lives, mate. They've done an FA coaching course. I find it laughable, man, you know. But what I will say about the Premier League in particular, though, is I think teams have worked out a long time ago how to play Manchester United. Basically, make it hard as anything. Just sit everyone behind the ball, make it hard. Make it hard to, because we know we can't break them down. And what they will do then is they'll start time wasting. And when they start time wasting, you know, it's Old Trafford, the fans start picking up on it and start getting impatient. And I think that's flowing down to the players as well. That's why the players are taking rush shots, you know. It does, you know, people always say, oh, whatever the fans feel, it affects the players, you know. When the players are like telling the referee, come on, Mike Dean, how long's the keeper taking on the kick here? How long will it take for a throw in there? Do you know what I mean? And you sense that impatience, and I'm sure the United players do as well. So they're thinking, oh, I've got to rush, I've got to do this. I've got to try and get something away here, you know. And especially if we're chasing the game for the last 10, 15 minutes, everything becomes more rushed. It becomes more, you know, we seem to lose our composure. Even experienced players like Bruno Fernandes. I've noticed him. I agree with what Ben was saying, that against West Ham, he was snapping shots all over the place, which he didn't have to. You know, usually Bruno would get the ball down without a second thought. He knows where he's putting it. But it just seems to me when the urgency, when we're asking for a bit more urgency, we just go to pot a little bit, and it's like we rush it, and you know, we rush our decision making, and it doesn't help for the fact that our build-up play is far too slow. And I said somebody here said put Matic in the team. Sorry, mate, far too slow. He's immobile. His passing is all right, but it takes about 10 minutes to decide where he's going to pass it. You need quick, snappy passing. Passing.
You do.
You know, Ole always came up with this thing when he first came in. Nobody should outrun Manchester United. Problem is, we're not doing enough running for me. Greenwood runs. He can run for Manchester, that lad. You know, great, but where's everybody else is running?
Oh, you dickhead, honestly. You're such an ass.
All right, yeah. I'm just seeing what. Sorry, I thought he was talking to me. So somebody can explain later with that list. But anyway, but
not biting. There's no point biting. Whatever, fuck you.
But yeah, I just think, you know, especially the Premier League, I think away teams have worked out how to play at Old Trafford, and especially putting the fans are back now. They know if they could cause the fans to start getting unrestless. I think it sets our players like it makes them get a bit restless as well. They're like, oh, I've got to try and do something, you know. And it's always seems to be the same players as well that trying to make things happen. Your Greenwoods, your Pogbas, your Bruno Fernandes, your Ronaldos. Yes, people might say, well, they're the players you expect to make something happen. But I expect to see a little bit more from Rafael Varane a little bit. How about let's a bit of composure about bringing the ball out a little bit. So I'm not hoofing it up in the air. It keeps getting...
Stu's shaking his head.
I'm not allowed to say anything about Rafael Varane, Benny.
You can't criticise Varane.
I'm not criticising Varane.
No, I'm sorry, Stu. No,
someone's a ball playing centre half. I'd like to see him.
Leave him alone tonight.
I'd like to see them just bit of composure with the ball. Don't panic. Don't rush it. Come and bring it out instead of trying to rush a pass to midfield, and then we're giving it to Fred, and Fred can't pass 2 yards to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It's 5 yards behind him. It's gone out of play because he's trying to rush things. That's what I see is just like experienced players like Varane just go, come on, let's just settle it down, boys. Yes, we've got 15 minutes to chase the goal back or to chase to win the game, whatever it may be. We've got 5 minutes stoppage time. Just calm it down. Let's play our game. Let's ping our passes about. Because the problem is, when you start hoofing stuff up in the air, you know, there's only really Ronaldo that's going to win anything. And when you've only got one up top, he's winning something. He's flicking it on. There's no one behind him. You know,
I find it incredible how Benny's just spoken about all that and not realised what was going on in the meantime.
And do you know what's really funny?
Because he's
bang
passionate.
on the money.
Yeah, he's bang on
the money as well.
Passionate, Benny.
Bang on the money.
No, I was going to say, isn't a positive from yesterday, and people might disagree.
Positive? What's that?
No, I was going to say how comfortable Lindelof looked when he came on because
he did. Don't get wrong. He looked all right.
The pace of the
game. Why did you come off in the first place?
It was a quick pace game, and for somebody to come on, especially at centre half, that's quite difficult to come into a game like that and straight away you're involved.
Why did you come off though? Did you just fancy a rest?
Yeah, it didn't look good. I got to be honest.
Also, when are you having a shave, by the way, so you can look like Slabhead again? Because I call you Slabhead, but you don't look like him anymore.
Wasn't it his mistake that led to the corner as well?
Yeah, it was. No, it was miscommunication.
All right. Well,
he also played an awful back pass.
When we gave the ball away, it was Lindelof and De Gea not committing. I was sat behind that goal. When the ball came in, De Gea's looking like he's coming off his line to claim it. Sees Lindelof in his eyesight. He sort of, does the De Gea thing of backing off. And Lindelof doesn't know if he's got anyone behind him, because Dave's not communicating to him. So Lindelof's done the right thing as a centre half. He's headed it straight out, got out of play, no fanning around. He doesn't know who's behind him. The goalkeeper's not communicating. It's just the fact that they both weren't talking. And from that progression, then it progressed on that. It led up to them scoring a goal, which we all know shouldn't have stood. But it's our lack of communication at the back there that you're thinking.
Benny, just freeze 1 second.
Freeze. What was that you on
about? Benny, don't listen to him. You're so much more beautiful than.
Thank you very much, sir.
You put a nickname on it. What are you on about?
Benny, I'm going to call you out.
You clown.
Benny, have you told these guys about your beard video that's on YouTube at the minute? Do
What?
these guys know about that?
No, like get that up, Carthy, because I want to see that. You what?
I could not believe it, Benny, when I saw your video with no beard, Benny. It was.
What am I searching?
Oh, that's years ago.
You were born with a beard, Benny. You must have been. You must have been.
That, mate. Jesus, good beard, Benny.
Billy Gibbons.
With Lindelof, he did play really well against West Ham. He played really well against West Ham. I don't know. Stu, do you know what's really funny? We will get on so well, but sometimes when we're listening to Don't Pill shows, you nearly made me break my steering wheel in my car on an Uncut a couple of weeks ago when you were talking about Varane. I nearly pulled it off. I got so angry listening. I was like, I really need to get on this show. But I love you all for it. It was just funny. Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Mark, I told you not to tell people about that.
Is it the Newcastle one?
I can't remember now, to be honest. But all I remember doing is listening to it. Then I think I sent a voice note to someone. I can't remember who. I think it was Mark or Karthik. And I was like, what the hell was Stu talking about Varane? I was on that show. And I was just like, oh, my God. I was dreaming of you that night, mate.
I can't talk about Varane. I keep getting shouted at.
Speaking of pulling steering wheels off cars, Connor, did you watch the F1 today?
I saw the last 5 laps.
I don't know why you're trying to wind up Connor about the F1. Verstappen was freaking incredible. He was super.
I wasn't trying to wind him up. I just asked him a simple question.
That's the best result possible. Lewis was always going to win, but that's
third place is the best result. Wow, your standards have dropped.
Second,
he was last.
Second.
He started in 20th, though, didn't he?
Do you know what though? And I don't know. And this is a Formula One debate. I can't understand for the life of me how someone can get a penalty and then literally do a gearbox change, which is going to put them to the back of the grid anyway. And all of a sudden, the penalty doesn't mean anything. It's absolute bullshit. Like it is ridiculous, that ruling. Like it's insane. But anyway, it was actually a really good race, and I was expecting Lewis to ignore the team and stay out, which would have meant Verstappen would have gone from 20th to 1st because he would have won that race if Lewis had stayed out, which would have been.
And Connor would have been going.
I can drive better in my frigging Skoda Octavia, so you can all do one.
I've been in your car. No, you can't.
I just want to know who actually won the race.
All right. Stu,
I bet you two are like the in-betweeners in.
I bet they are, aren't they? Yeah. I bet they're fucking in each other's ears.
He's been in my car. He's been in my car once.
Yeah.
For the protest for this channel, so you can do one.
For this channel?
When we went to the first.
All right, he's just saying that because he's been on multiple channels this week.
Yeah, he has. I saw him as well.
Doing watch-alongs here, there, and everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Came out of nowhere, didn't he? He's like, I'm doing a watch-along today. Yeah, join me.
I
In demand, obviously.
I only knew you were doing it because it appeared on your Twitter. So I put it on and I was pissing myself. I mean, dear me, shocking, Cal, shocking.
Why?
Shocking. He was there like, yeah. It was great. And then you got that dude. You got that dude with the long hair who really needs to by the putting a ponytail. I get it. Fucking go. I mean, I don't.
Poser.
Yeah, what's his name? And it was just, it made me laugh, Cal. It made me laugh in a good way.
I thought I made some good points, to be honest.
Those guys over there are great, by the way.
I know.
I don't even know who we're about here now. I'm totally lost.
We're not allowed to say.
Oh no, I say he's on. If you want to go and see Cal, be on probably one of the nicer fan channels. Despite
he's on my channel tomorrow. That's why. Oh shit!
Who is?
You beat me to it. Sorry. No.
Who was Callum?
No. You were about to say one of the night. I thought you were going to say one of the better channels out there, and I was going to say my channel.
It's the channel that Jay Motti's on, and he's a lovely guy. So
he's nice.
Oh yeah, I heard about
You were good, Cal. To be fair, mate, you were good. It was.
You've just told him for the past 5 minutes that he was shit.
He knows I like
I know I was good. I wasn't just sitting there going.
The question is, Callum, did you shout us out?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, so you wasn't Callum from All for United?
No, it was just Callum
from United.
Sorry. I didn't know if you would want me to.
You know what? Just for that, you're on the end of the road now.
Oh, remember getting in Octavia again, will you?
You know what? They're not having yours because they're not having your whip here. Jesus Christ, they're taking the piss out of it, mate.
You'd be walking that, wouldn't you? Nothing wrong with the Skoda Octavia.
Nothing wrong with the Skoda.
Good cars.
Hey, Skoda's in the rally, weren't they? Done the rallying.
I'm a Skoda driver that makes good points on YouTube. That's what I am. Fuck you, Stu.
Stu, did you play football this week?
Wait,
I didn't tonight. No, I didn't tonight.
Before Stu talks about his football, I reckon if we ever all played football together, there'd be so many 2-footy challenges that go in on each other. Could you imagine?
2-footy challenges? Yeah. I'd be switching music in you. That's what I'd be doing.
You'd have to fucking catch me first.
Oh yeah, all right.
All right then.
I'm fucking rapid, I am. Fucking rapid.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
What, in goal?
No, do you know what? I am bad in goal. But there's no point. If I'm in goal, it's like not having a goalkeeper. I'm terrible. I moan, I whinge. Is it my turn to come out? Yeah, and I'll let one in on purpose so I can go out. I hate going in goal. Absolutely hate it. I can't
you are a poser.
Great team player.
Oh, cheers.
Can't even do your shift in net. What a poser.
Well, that's not really fair, is it, guys? Because what do you mean poser? I'm the least poser.
You've got to do your shift in net, Stu. What are you on about?
What? Can I just say as well, Stu? Is it cold in your house or something? Why have you got a jacket on inside, you crazy twat?
No, it's not a jacket. It's a training top.
It's a long
Callum's pissed off.
I'm not pissed off at all. I'm fine.
It's just a training top. So no, I didn't play football tonight. No, because I went with Benny and Connor to watch the girls today, which were pretty good. Well, it was a shame.
I'm assuming the football team and not just a load of girls.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the football team, which is a bit depressing, but yeah. So came back. Me and the good lady wife opened some wine. So I've got a 5-side tomorrow night though, so I shall be able to kick about tomorrow.
Is this against more 21-year-olds?
Yeah. Well, I don't play anyone our age. What's the point in doing that? You know,
you might win.
They're all in a retirement home. That's why.
Fucking hell. I took the piss once.
Don't come for me, I'll come back for you.
That's our Andy Tate. That was our Andy Tate moment right there.
Don't come for you.
It's going viral.
Did you see Karthik's message last night? I bet you'll be good in a brawl, Cal. Oh, hell. What was all that about?
Yeah, because he said no. What did he say? Read the message. He said he'd do something to Anthony Joshua. What was it?
I said bang him out.
Yeah, that's it. You said you bang him out. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was shite last night, wasn't he? I looked at it and thought...
Ben was doing boxing coaching last night on Twitter. That was hilarious, that was.
Am I the only one who thought that AJ was absolutely awful last night?
Yeah, he was outclassed.
Not any more wrong.
He was outclassed, yeah. He was outclassed.
I don't think, to be fair, man, I don't think he got it wrong. I just think he came up against such a good boxer.
I was going to say, if you've watched Usyk in the past, I don't think it was a surprise how good Usyk is.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
it was.
no,
I
no,
thought
it
the
does.
odds. I thought the odds for Usyk last night were mental. Like it was like 16-1.
16-1, yeah. It was, yeah.
I'm not saying that it's a surprise. I've watched a lot of Usyk. Like, he's a fantastic boxer. I always said the first 5 rounds would make the fight. Ultimately, Joshua in that first 5 rounds let Usyk come out, start fast, and didn't even get in the fight at all. At all. He let Usyk do everything he needed to do to win easily in the end. I thought Joshua was really poor. Oh, here we go. Look, Carthage doesn't care about us. He's in a different conversation.
Why? No, I'm just wondering why she's watching Pirates of the Caribbean today.
I know. Before we go back, did anyone see Campbell Hatton's loss?
Who?
Yeah, and it got given as a win, didn't it?
Yeah, there's no way he won that. Never in a million years. But anyway, we've been told off here.
Wait a minute, right? Have you forgotten what show we're on here?
Yeah,
Jesus
we've
Christ.
been told off.
What? Uncut. It's all. We're about an hour in. Jesus Christ. We're not going to depress ourselves talking about United all the time. Hang on a minute. Mark's just sent something. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to read that out. Boxing is fixed, just like golf and F1. What?
Am I getting that background noise?
Yeah, someone's got a bit of feedback.
Oh, sound like a Dalek.
John's dropping you in it, Carthage. He thinks it's you.
Me? Hang on.
I'm around a lot of technology. It might be me.
No, it's not you.
It's Carthage.
It's not me.
Well, if Ben didn't hear it, it's not me. I heard it too. If Ben didn't hear it, it's probably him.
I love these moments in our streams where we all just try to figure out where the background noise is coming from.
Well, Ben's muted himself, so it's clearly Ben.
There we go. It was Ben.
Oh, it was Ben. Yeah, it was Ben.
Just make sure Ben stays on mute for the rest of the show, like he should have been on Twitter last night.
Wow, he's going for everyone now.
Here's the
name. Well, he's not going for you because you've been in his car. Nobody else has been in his car.
Such a random statement to make.
Oh, I'm just saying,
Well, Stu, that's why Benny doesn't come for me, you see. Benny and Mark have been in my car, you see, so that's why they don't come for me. Car friends.
Yeah, take the piss out of them. Hey, go on.
He's really taking offence at this, hasn't he? He prides himself.
He's going to go out tomorrow morning with that Skoda, and I was thinking, poor Skoda.
I love my Skoda.
When's it due for a change? What are you getting next?
Another Skoda.
Car, so it'll just be a Skoda forever, probably.
I've got to change my A6, and I don't know what to have.
James is going for you now, Ben. Apparently, you really want to be Eddie Hearn.
I don't think Eddie Hearn wants to be Eddie Hearn.
I'm lagging so much here. Am I lagging really badly?
Yeah, you were.
You were there, yeah.
Oh, is he lagging now then, is he? Hey?
Look,
yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Has anyone else noticed that recently there's been am I lagging again? I've got what's going on? I'm back. Has anyone noticed that recently there's been a lot of love between Carthage and Callum? Like Callum keeps going on like, oh, Carthage, I love your tweets, and Carthage's been getting in his car and stuff.
Yeah,
it's been happening a lot, hasn't it? So if obviously this we're on Cart, we should do something very, very different and actually endorse that when two people like each other, they should actually chat more and have a conversation with each other. So let's roll the titles and do the first ever AFU first date.
Hey.
This is no ordinary restaurant.
There's a lot going on up here.
Is there anything going on down there?
Maybe I'll get meat later. I promise you, I will not murder you or any of your friends or anybody else.
Nobody in it, besides the staff, has ever laid eyes on each other before.
You look fantastic tonight.
Yeah.
Looking sharp. I try.
All the diners are single and on a real blind date.
We're dating.
Apparently. So we're just gonna wing it?
Yeah, sounds good.
Some of them will crash and burn.
I just can't tell if you're laughing at me or with me, but
Doesn't matter.
I've got a flip phone.
Ugh.
Others are about to strike it lucky.
You think I'm delightful?
Of course I do. I love you already.
Will any of these first dates lead to a second?
So was that a proposal? Did you propose to me just now?
Well, I suppose that's what a proposal.
What the fuck is going on?
What's going on? What am I watching?
What is this about? What are we meant to talk
Has
about?
everybody else left the stream? I feel like this is... do you know what? I hope this video gets copyrighted now.
Well, I don't understand what you expect to happen here. What do you like about each other?
Some dreamy eyes, Ben.
I like that we share a common bond of being rejected by the same football club.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what. So what's the next question? What base do you go on a first date? Oh, Jesus Christ!
All the way.
All the way.
All the way.
Bloody hell, I have a bit of class about me. Come on.
No.
Hey?
Buy me a Snickers and a pint of Foster's, and I'm game.
Snickers and a pint.
Or prawn cocktail crisp.
Prawn cocktail crisps are elite, by the way. I'm not having it. A couple of years ago, they were nearly taken out of production. I'm not having that.
80p in a pub for a packet. No, can't turn that down.
Next question. No,
go on. We seem to be going all the way in this stupid game Ben's made up.
I'm surprised. I didn't know where that came from. Awkward, right? Okay, he's having a bit too much fun now. I don't know why that I'm sat here going through this when I can literally just do this. Why is that even entertaining?
That was funny. That was.
If that does get copyrighted, it was worth it.
That was good. That was.
Do you know what? I hope someone complains and the whole channel gets taken down.
Oh, please don't.
Can someone fucking explain to you what the fuck first dates is, by the way? Is it another one of them sad reality TV shows that shouldn't even be on TV?
Yes.
Essentially,
yes.
It
looks so uncomfortable.
Attention.
I think it's something like Strictly Come Dancing. It's got that kind of ilk to it. I think. I don't know.
It's actually.
Is it like
It's actually very, very good. Very good.
First Dates is a good program.
Very good.
Mark, you disappoint me.
Honestly,
I'm exceptionally disappointed.
My partner and I went to the restaurant in London last year, and a couple of years ago now, isn't it? But it's incredible. But what they do is they get two people that are looking for love, and they have dates, and it's brilliant. Some of it's so entertaining. I tell you what, for those of you who haven't watched it, all of you bastards, go and watch an episode tonight. Come back to me and tell me.
Is it fixed like Love Island?
You watch other people go on dates.
At all. Go and watch an episode tonight and tell me you don't like it tomorrow, you miserable bastard.
I'm doubting Wednesday now, Mark. You watch other people go on dates.
Behave.
What the hell is wrong with finding somebody the traditional way?
I've just tried to make a couple
like fingering behind the bin or something.
Now that's what's getting us closed down, Callum.
No,
not paying the title. You would never have said that on the opposite channel, on the other channel.
Oh yeah, he knows he wouldn't get away with it over there.
Go on, Carthy. Tweet that. Quote Mark's Callum Stone makes a big statement.
No, Brown Knight will do that for me.
Brown Knight, yes. Oh dear me.
Who's Brown Knight? Oh my god.
He's
Benny looks like French Fred.
Who knows French Fred?
Fred Siriax, who hosts First Dates.
French Fred? Is that his name?
No, it's French. It's called Fred Siriax.
French Paul Pogba.
Yeah, I don't think on his birth certificate he's French Fred.
What? Sorry, Benny, I'm with you on this one, mate.
French bread.
No, it's not. This is not. No, it's not.
Oh my god.
Nah, nothing like me.
No, nothing like him, Benny.
He's got no ginger beer for a start.
No, that's right. I'm not having that, Benny. I'm not having that. He can't pull that off, that beard, like you.
I like Jarvis. It's actually a great program because kids today don't know how to date. Be swapping on Tinder. That's the whole point of the damn show. They can't date. They'll get somebody.
What makes me chuckle about this comment is that he's put swapping instead of swiping.
It's so true.
That gave me a little bit of a chuckle. That's old people talk.
Wait, he might be Tinder swapping. It might be anything we don't know about.
It's a good point. To be fair.
On dating,
bring the bowl and the keys.
I did it myself the other day, mate. I would go usually a bit bolder, but I couldn't be bothered.
I'll tell you what, Benny, you're getting loads of stick.
I know I am, mate.
Not
have you ever watched Naked Attraction?
I have a few times, yeah.
I have.
What do you think of that?
I think it's quite good, yeah. I wouldn't want
You just think everything's good, don't you? You think Callum's appearance on that channel was good, don't you?
Yeah, I probably think Big Brother's still good as well. And that's been out for the last fucking 30 years. Come on.
Fucking hell,
Oh
mate.
my God.
I'm just trying to get Callum to bite at this point. I'm not gonna lie.
Not biting. I'm better than that.
Not on that
Not
channel, you
doing
were.
it. Not doing it.
Right,
I'm
Well, to be fair,
renewed self
Callum
now. I
did
don't
sex
get
education, hasn't he, on Netflix?
Callum, let me just make this clear, right? So you're not going to bite now because you're the big man, but you've been biting all night. Pick and choose.
We upset him over somebody upset him over the Skoda, and it wasn't me. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
No, you called him shit. That's what he's upset about.
Well, no, we can take that.
I'm not upset over anything.
Exactly.
Yes.
Stu's view on naked attraction, please, Stu.
What the fuck is it, first and foremost?
It's where you basically judge people based on their appearance while naked.
Poses, Fred. Poses.
Poses,
They literally do have to pose.
Do they have to stand there naked?
Yeah,
Stu, they stand there fully
It
clothed.
starts off with their feet, and slowly they uncover more and more as time goes on, and
Up to the head.
kept in.
Okay,
And
so
then
my
you
question
can see
is,
the whole face
how
and body and
sad,
everything, yeah.
how sad would you need to be to actually go on that program and expose yourself to the 3 viewers that probably watch it?
The fucking shadows that all go fucking.
I mean, some people ask me.
it.
Stu, some people ask me that question about coming on this channel sometimes.
Oh, there's no need for that. I mean, Callum's going to walk off in a minute. He's gone.
We all enjoyed working with Karthik on here, didn't we?
I'm going out with a bang.
His name is right up now. The thing I love about Naked Attraction, right, is it's the sheer audacity for people to go on it. Like, imagine turning up to work on the Monday morning going, "You're right, Sandra, I saw your tits last night." Like, imagine that. Imagine how mental you'd have to be. Like, and then my best bit about it is you go, "Oh, I'm a little bit shy." You're clearly not shy. Look at you.
To be fair, Callum, some people have no shame. The same people that turn up on the Jeremy Carr show, and that was on. They have no fucking shame.
Don't mind that. Don't mind that. No, but don't come on national TV with your flaps hanging out and go, "Oh, I'm a bit shy." You're not shy.
It's like that. What was it, that body show that used to be on that fucking Channel 4 where, I've got an embarrassing rash on my body. I don't show me GP, but I'll show the millions watching around the world on Channel 4 television, me rash.
So,
I'm telling you now, man, things people do to get on TV these days, disgraceful.
They're clowns, Benny. It's pathetic, really.
Poses, mate.
Well, it's just fucking Jesus. You know, I don't get it.
I've got a chant going here.
A chant?
Yeah, look.
James is right, to be fair.
No,
We've said this several times.
It's all over. It's an awkward hug that they give each other at the end. What awkward hug?
Oh, yeah, they have to hug each other afterwards.
Yeah, they've got to like hug each other, and even when like they say
naked.
What?
While
at
naked.
the end, they have a little naked cuddle. Yeah.
Well, what if he doesn't like her, or vice versa?
Let's look at myself.
That's the point of the show. That's what they go and find out.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the good old days of gladiators, anyway? You know, proper stuff on TV. Fucking this shit.
Right.
I'd rather watch
that famous dating show.
I'd rather watch Jet on the old, the old hang tough and that. You know what I'm on about, Stu. You know,
I remember Gladiators. Yeah, of course I do. That was a very.
What happened to Baywatch as well? Now we're getting.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Now it's getting creepy. I'm watching two fully grown men talking about Baywatch.
Look.
Pamela Anderson, mate.
No, Jules watched Love Island, and I didn't. No chance. Lads, you know me. Do I look like I would watch fucking Love Island?
Yeah, yes. Right now, what you're wearing, yes.
What do you mean?
You look like someone who goes on Love Island.
Well, no, I'm not. Mark is the.
You look like with what you're wearing. You've just come back from an audition.
From what?
Love Island.
It's just a train. It's a football train.
To be fair, Mark would look like the kind of person to go on Love Island, wouldn't he? With his good looks there. I can see him
with his good looks and his
I can see him Photoshop like that, all like smoke,
Go on, girl.
If there was a Love Island for miserable old looking bastards, I'd probably get on that one. But
I think we all would, to be fair. Me, you, Stu, we're all good on that.
No, we're not all old.
No,
Oh my
no.
God!
What was that, Benny? Sorry, I'm being a bit...
Really?
I seem to be getting abused all of a sudden now. Now it's my turn, is it? Just because Cal pulled a face and started crying, now it's my turn. Fucking hell.
Kind of just said we're not all old. I'm only 25. I know I look 45, but
You're 25.
25, never.
No,
My age, man. 30, Mark.
yeah, I'm only 25.
That's great, that is.
I'd have put him 30, at least 30s with me.
I'm 27 next month.
No, you're not.
So something
You're turning 60 next month. Shut up.
No,
I'm not 60.
That's more of a shock, mate, than Callum being 25. Sorry.
Me being 27.
Yeah.
I don't understand how I look any older than my mid 20s. I don't get it.
You don't. You don't.
No,
say hello.
Come and say hello.
I mean, I only look 33.
Oh, here we go.
Hang on.
You lot are all
She's
so
not.
old.
James, she's not interested, unfortunately.
I thought Callum went back to the Dave Sexton days.
They got wave.
And here's the funny part. All the Ollie Outers are going, who's Dave Sexton?
Yeah, you can imagine, can't you now?
Yeah, who's Dave Sexton?
If any Ollie Outers are still watching this video, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Who's Stevie Coppell?
Here you go, sensible
can you
question.
imagine? Someone said that.
Will Ollie turn it around? Yay
Yes.
or nay?
Yes.
Yes.
Turn what
Yeah.
around? You don't
I
need
was
to-
just about to say that.
Yeah,
Turn
I
what
was
around?
Callum.
James. Right, we'll turn what
Yes,
around?
James.
Results,
Brexit.
He's talking about
Brexit. Probably blaming for that, aren't we, Ollie Outers?
Will Ollie
John
be able
is
to
really
get
measly.
Connor some petrol? So he can get home.
Connor, how have you done with that, by the way, this weekend?
Well, I was lucky enough to get some Thursday night before everyone started panicking, and then I had to pay service prices this morning because it was the only place that
I'll tell you how he's got away with it. He drives like Doris.
Benny was fucking comparing me to Billy Schumacher when he got in my car.
Slow as shit.
It was like Schumacher the way he was speeding around the streets of Old Trafford, the mean streets of Old Trafford.
Was it?
I was trying not to squash all his Lucas.
What was that sound?
I don't remember it. But, I was trying not to squash all his Lucasade bottles that he's got in the back of his car,
Yeah, he's a tennis player.
Tennis man, yeah, I know.
He's a tennis dude, isn't he?
He's always Lucasade for his racket action.
For his what action?
His what?
For his what action?
Racket action.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of facial hair on this panel. I feel so masturbated.
Why is James not here?
Why is he not here?
Why not here?
Because it's past his bedtime.
Oh.
That's why. Oh, Connor, where did you go? Connor,
You just disappeared then.
Quickly, just on behalf of all of us, just a quick message to Boris and the guys about the petrol crisis. Just talk from the heart about your petrol issues.
Oh, there's just so many. Thing is,
go on around.
You
Get
can't
the triggered one up.
You can't teach fucking idiots. They must have known. There's a few things going on here. The government knew exactly what they were fucking doing. Getting the demand up so they can slowly start increasing the fucking price. The media are to fucking blame because they should know what people are like in this country. They put one little message out and everyone just starts flapping around. Oh, I need petrol. I'm going to stockpile petrol even though I'm not going to drive anywhere. That's fucking ridiculous. And then you get people like us, loyal United fans, that need to follow, drive up and down the bloody country, following United around, that need this petrol, and I had to go pay £1.58 or whatever the fuck it was. Don't take us all. I can see what you're doing, Ben. You're taking us all out of the street. Oh, for fuck's sake. So, Boris, if you're watching this, because I know you're tuning into All for United, sort the fucking petrol issues out, because me and Mark have got a Champions League game to get to on Wednesday, and I'm not missing out on that. There you go. End the story. I'm leaving the stream. Get one of you back in.
Don't leave the stream. What are you doing?
I do. By the way, can you just everyone appreciate how well I know everyone here, right? I knew that Connor, that was going to trigger him. I just knew it. I knew it. I could just
But I don't understand. Connor, you're a Tory.
What? No, I live in a majorly conservative area. Doesn't mean I'm one.
Tory.
You know what? Being called a Tory is worse than being called a Scouser. Like, oh god, it's awful.
Oh, don't. My nephew's just moved to Liverpool for uni.
Oh, yeah, poor thing.
Poor thing. I feel sorry for him.
It's a cracking night out, but his ears are going to bleed for 3 years.
Go on, aren't they just?
I'm a bit scared that he might adopt the accent a little bit. That's my main concern.
Yeah, he's going to come back and you're going to go, how's uni? And you'll go, yeah, you know. And he'll be like, ugh.
Yeah,
that was more Irish.
To be fair,
I was thinking
just disown him. That's probably just do that now. If I was you.
That's poor, that is, isn't it?
Cousin?
Cousin, nephew. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Slabhead, what do you do for a job?
Fucking go and watch United lose games at the minute. That's my job.
You earn money for doing that. What have I been doing all these years? Jeez. We're doing this fan cam thing wrong, aren't we? Anyway.
Jarvis is Scandinavian.
Hi, I'm Jarvis.
Yeah.
I'm 40. Why is this like an Alcoholics Anonymous thing? Really United fans since the late 80s and I've played football for 38 of them. 10 of them at a decent level. It's another stew, this. And I'm Scandinavian as Solskjaer. No. What? No. Oh, wait, no. Norwegian flag. Right, okay, got you.
That's his Love Island pitch.
Oh.
That's a beautiful pitch, that.
What annoys me about petrol and petrol prices is I used to live in the UAE and it cost me £10 to fill my tank. 10 quid for a big tank of petrol. And they'd do it for me. Never used to have to get out the bloody car to fill my tank either.
Yeah.
I've got a fuel card for at my work, and I swear to God, I have to drive to Yorkshire every day. So if they start limiting how much I get, I'll have to fill up about 14 times just to get to Leeds.
So what Callum said is, fuck the emergency services who need petrol. I need to get to Yorkshire, out my fucking way. Let me get my
I've
got a fuel card.
And on that note,
and it's got a Skoda as well.
And on that note,
I'm a key worker.
And on that NHS crippling note, we're going to end the show. Thank you for
I want to know what Callum does first. I want to know what Cal does. What do you do?
Go on.
I'm a telecom supervisor.
Key worker.
What does that mean?
Key worker.
He works at BT and he helps you with telecoms.
Yeah, so we work on behalf of OpenReach and we go out and
use your shit.
No.
Use your shit.
I needed your help in the bloody summer. Fucking OpenReach.
Hang on a minute. You don't need my help. You need OpenReach. I don't work for OpenReach.
Fucking hell.
I just supervise the lads putting the duct in the ground. That's all.
You've let Carfix stream on here like a sack of shit for so long, and you haven't fixed his internet.
And you've not even thought to upgrade his broadband.
You've not even thought to sort it out.
And he's been in your car.
You're meant to be part of my fan club.
Jesus.
You're both a bit shy telling us what's happening in that car, but
Shady.
he's been in your car.
Maybe if I tweet about it, he'll sort it.
Maybe tweet him directly.
Look at him. Look at the way he's looking at Karthik now. Oh, that's dreamy. That's dreamy.
All right.
Comment.
Imagine having a real job.
Not all of us could be students though, James, sitting on our ass all day, innit?
I would love to I just really want to see. I want James to get, when we all do get together, I want to see him get to weight. This isn't going to sound right anyway that I say it, so I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. I want to see him get absolutely rat-ass wasted. I think there will be no funnier sight on the planet than James pissed out of his goal.
I'm actually happy when I'm drunk, so it's quite different.
So I am a happy drunk.
Yeah, but the issue that I've got with you being drunk is often from the videos I've seen, you take clothes off once you have a drink and you run around.
I just give the people. I just give the people what they want, the eye candy and all that. Let everyone see the hairy chest and things. That's what they want, innit?
Fucking hairy back.
I've already said this about Karthik, but we've all enjoyed working with James.
Yes.
Although James is right, I do miss being a student more than anything.
Yeah, me too.
I've never been to uni or anything.
So do I, and it was only a few months ago.
How's your team doing, Karthik?
I just went to work for a living, Benny.
Yeah, same here, mate.
Yeah.
Got a graft straight away at 16.
Well, of course it is.
Around at uni.
Yeah, of course it is. I know what you mean, Benny. I know what you mean.
Did you get any? That's
Well,
the
I'm
question.
Fred.
Did you get
To
any?
Fred.
Not biting.
He's not
I'm
going to
not
answer.
biting. I'm not biting.
You could have got them to sponsor us, couldn't you?
Yeah,
Why yourself
why
Facebook?
Manscaped
Lawnmower 3.0. It's great for backs too.
Yeah. When
Manscaped.
you're running around roundabouts, make sure you're clean for the women. Manscaped
at the
5.0.
Who's at the game on Wednesday?
I am.
I'm an armchair supporter.
I am as well. Yes, on the.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll be there too. So
We'll have to go for a drink then. Excellent.
I'll be about the ground somewhere. I don't.
Where
know.
are you, lads?
East
I
Road.
haven't got a clue. I've not checked the ticket yet.
Stretch a second.
I'm
hello.
somewhere in Old Trafford.
Right, James is going to turn up to next week's show, hammered. So if you don't have a reason to tune in next week, please do.
Boys, what show was it that James dropped in and he was pissed at a pub?
The Europa
that was the
final.
Europa League final.
Final, yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
No, who knows if we'll ever get to another final to do another watch along.
Maybe.
Optimism. We will. Optimism.
We'll
We
see.
won't
We're
get
going
to
to
the
win
final
the
because
Champions League.
we'll win the league.
Oh,
you don't have a final in the league.
Good point. good point.
I mean, that's kind of what I meant, like, but you know.
Yeah. Carpet, you idiot. Why say such stupid things? There is no final in the league.
Yeah. Benny, are you in your normal seat?
I am, pal, yeah, in the East Stand, yeah.
Yeah, I'm north.
God, this is why Stu doesn't host shows. Benny, are you in your normal seat?
Right.
I was just saying, you know.
Stu, if you finished having one-to-one conversations in the middle of a
Sorry.
live stream,
Mark,
I'm going to wrap
have
up
you
the show
watered?
now.
Mark, have you watered that plant? Connor, have you painted your
It
wall?
looks a bit parched, that plant.
I was about to answer then. Fucking hell.
He's too busy.
Oh, bloody hell, it's
Love Island or whatever it's called.
Get a bit late for you, isn't it, Mark?
One more thing, weekend review, 1 o'clock tomorrow. We're live.
Oh, yeah, I'll be tuning in.
Was that your
I like the weekend
Tyler
review. I'll be
question
tuning in
now?
for that.
Yeah, but it was better. It was better, Benny. You know that, mate.
Is Connor going to make an appearance from his Skoda? Sorry, his car.
No, that's Callum.
That's Callum.
You had too much of that wine.
I wasn't listening then. What?
Are you going to make an appearance in tomorrow's lunchtime show from your car?
Well, I offered to do this last week for Ben, and he told me he didn't need me anymore.
Hey, to be fair though, you can always give him a good tour around your car as well. Let's look at the bodywork and that, and you know the engine bay.
What colour is it?
Why?
Stu, stop asking random questions.
Callum, can I see your fuel card?
Actually, I'd love to see a driving license picture. Fuck me, I'd love it if he had a fucking perm. It'd be fucking brilliant.
Oh, I look like a criminal in my picture, don't worry.
So do I.
Oh, fucking hell.
Right,
Hey, did you find? Well, before we go,
I swear to God,
no, hold on. You said you were going to show us Benny with no beard.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I'll put the link in the social chat in a bit.
No, quickly, put it in the private chat. Have you got the link? Put it in the private chat.
Oh, I literally just closed the fucking tab
Benny
down.
with
You know
no
what?
beard.
It's 11:30, lads. Not gonna lie.
What do you think I've been trying to do for that 15 minutes, Callum?
I've got an hour drive home from here.
I work from
We
home.
can't
So
all
I'm
be radio
fine.
DJs.
Just look at the private chat from or check out the legendary.
My missus is going to batter me.
Benny's like,
Come on.
You know what, Bennett? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not that fussed what you look like without a beard. But
I'm mate, to be fair. But this is when I'm on one of my rants, was it?
I'm going to get battered.
Oh my
God. He looks like Mario.
that moustache is wonky.
He looks like Super Mario.
The moustache isn't level.
Oh my
That's
God.
why I'm talking.
Oh no, there's an ad. Go away.
Hey, no.
Private ticket.
Level.
There we go. Was that worth it? Can we let?
Brilliant. Oh yes.
you know what? It's the best thing I've ever seen. That.
Live long in the memory, pal. Live long in the memory.
Oh, what's he doing?
Oh, for God's sake! What are you doing now? I hope everyone's enjoying this at home. I'm sure they are. I'll stay here. It's not a problem.
Sorry. I just want that's it. To end the show, let's just get one more bit out of Callum.
Right, I'm going to end the show because I'm going to get battered by my missus in a minute. Right, thank you for joining us.
Wow. Have fun, Carpet.
Going.
No, so what I wish.
Dude, did you just shout, keep the stream going?
Yeah, we're going to get battered.
You want to see Carpet get battered? You're better than watching the boxing.
End the show! End it now!
I mean, first of all, I wish it meant that, but it doesn't. Number two, Stu, I'm not keeping my laptop open around you anymore. Thank you everyone for joining us on this fantastic episode of All for United Uncut. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We are growing. What's our target now, Ben? I can't remember what it is.
We're about 30 or 40 away from 3.5k.
We can do that in about 2 videos. Let's get that sorted. Come on, everyone. Make sure you share the video afterwards as well. And let's end on a nice positive note. We've seen Benny without a beard, so there's that. Callum was shit on other channels, but he loves it on here, so that's great to know. Stu's dressed like he's about to go on Love Island. Slabhead hates Boris and loves Fuel. Mark loves Naked Attraction for some weird reason. Ben's on his way to retirement. And Manchester United will still win the Premier League, so calm down, you absolute miserable bastards. See you next week.